Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today on YOUCANIC we have a 2014 Hyundai Sonata GLS with the GDI motor, which is a 2.4. And we're going to go over how you replace your serpentine belt, the tensioner, and the pulley or two that need to be replaced. Highly recommended that you replace all of them at the same time because they make a lot of noise if you don't. So you need your wrench, which is a 17 millimeter on here, to be able to loosen the tension from the tensioner. And then you can take and remove the belt. One belt then removed. Now you need to remove this bolt here to be able to get a bolt that's behind the pulley. And this one actually loosens by going clockwise instead of everything else. On most vehicles, it's always counterclockwise to get everything loose. Pulley that has been removed off of the tensioner to be able to get the bolt that holds the tensioner on. So the bolt that holds the tensioner is also a 17. This one you actually turn counterclockwise. So we also remove this pulley here, and that's a size 15 to undo it. So with this pulley removed, then we're going to replace that pulley, and this is the tensioner, and the tensioner pulley is right here. And this is the one that you turn clockwise to loosen instead of counterclockwise, because when it's installed, the belt turns the opposite direction to keep it tight. So that's how you get it all removed. And we're going over how you reinstall or install your tensioner and idler pulley and the serpentine belt. So we've got our new tensioner, we have that bolt in there, and you got to make sure you got this little pin here, that down in this hole you got to line that pin up when you tighten it, because that's what holds the tensioner in place so that it will set your tension. So you just got to feed it down here. And then you can tell you've set it in there because you can't spin the tensioner around, and then tighten the bolt. Right. Let's go ahead and put your smooth pulley that's in the kit is going to go on for the tensioner. And that's also the one that turns counterclockwise to tighten. Alright, so that's good and tight. Then we got this pulley to put on. Alright, the pulley and the tensioners, they're on and they're tight. Now we just need to put the belt on. Now, the car has been jacked up. It's supported with jack stands, and I've removed the under shield to be able to route this a little better from the bottom, and then we'll come up here and set the remainder of the tension. The belt needs to go. So this is the diagram of the way the belt goes. So we've got our water pump up here, and we're going to have a rib side on the bottom to wrap around that water pump. Smooth side is on the tensioner, and this is the tensioner. It's a smooth pulley, so the smooth back side. Then we have the crank, and that's going to be your rib side on the go wrap around it. Rib side around the AC. Then we have the alternator. It's the rib side, goes down around an idler pulley here, which is smooth side on the back, and then it comes back up around this idler pulley, which is rib side, and it goes back over to there. So that's how it's going to be routed. And we're going to go ahead and route that in and set the tension. So the car has been jacked up, supported, the under shield has been removed to be able to have access. So I'm going to crawl under there, route it the way it needs to, and then come up here just enough to be able to release the tension on this, the tensioner, to be able to get it over the last pulley. Okay, so we've got the crank pulley here. We go rib side around there, then around this is the tensioner pulley that it loops around up top here. Water pump, okay, and then we got to make sure we take this, and this is where we go around the alternator, and then it goes down through and back. The smooth side on that pulley here. So we got to release the tension. To be able to get the belt around. Okay, so we've got the belt wrapped around everything, and we're just going to make sure that we've got all the ribs sitting in all of the pulleys all the way around. The smooth pulleys aren't so crucial, they'll set, but you want to make sure that all the ribs line up to where they need to line up. And so that's the way you reroute that. So we've got the belt all wrapped around the pulleys the way that they needed to go. All the ribs have lined up and the tension is set. We've got tight tension on there, and that tensioner will continue to move and to make sure that your belt stays tight as you drive down the road. So now you just go ahead and put your safety shields back on the bottom, put the car back on the ground, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.